What if the perfect all-mountain snowboard suddenly exists? A board you can ride everything with, all kinds of terrains, any kind of snow condition, from park to powder, from groomers to backcountry kickers, like literally everything. From a design perspective, creating a very specific snowboard is always a welcome challenge, like a powder board only for the deepest days or a purebred carving machine. But we also accept the challenge to create the perfect one-for-all snowboard. I mean, the idea of an all-mountain snowboard is not new, but it has always been combined with losses on either end. More no's for flotation in powder came along with the flappy groomer experience, but a stubby hard tip simply sucks on deep days. However, that dream of one board in the trunk only has never lost its fascination. Following the search for the perfect daily driver, we feel it's our obligation to create the real Swiss Army knife for the true all-mountain performance with the smallest compromised losses. I think we never invested more time and produce into any other project than this Singular project. And the result is the Singular and the Singular Twin. We have built a whole lot of tech into these new wonder boards. The Singulars all feature a super fast sintered base. To fight against tip chatter, we integrated our visco damp system into a nose and tail area, and we actually intended the TPU channels further into the tips. Speaking of visco damp, this system eliminates tip chatter simply by connecting the upper and the lower laminate with a viscose/slow rebounding material. Because board vibration is nothing else than a shearing movement between the two laminates, and this TPU bridge we are bringing in slows down this movement. The result is a way more stable ride at any kind of snow conditions and any speed range. In order to avoid a constructional conflict with Hexo 2, we changed the shape of the honeycomb to be able to leave the TPU embedded in poplar wood, which really enhances the effect. This so-called Hexo 2 replaces wood with lighter honeycomb material to reduce swing weight for spinning or simply for the general board feeling. It's a lot more nimble. You can actually see both the Hexo 2 and the visco damp when you're holding the board against the light. It looks so rad. The top laminate in the binding area has been reinforced with hard glass impact plates to avoid dings and dents caused by bindings. Both boards feature a carbon UD band from tip to tail to increase pop power and to extend the flex memory. For the directional version of the Singular, we're using a Quadrox glass weaving combined with basalt UD strips. Whereas for the Singular Twin, we skip the basalt and we're using a Biax instead of a Quadrox glass. This makes the Twin torsionally slightly softer than the directional version. Every length, by the way, comes in a different color. The graphics are slick and sober and really rich in small details. By the way, we skipped gloss finish for our entire board range simply due to environmental reasons, because gloss coating always requires a lot of solvents and it's simply not good for the environment. Regarding the flex, we've taken out a bit of the core thickness in the board center and extended it towards tip and tail. This makes the board more stable, caters to a bigger weight range of riders, and you won't have that feeling to flip over your nose or you end up on your hip when you land a bit too much on your back foot. It's a lot more stable like that. The Singular Twin, as the name says, is a real true twin. While the directional Singular has a small taper of 3 mm to provide more stability at high speed and to add flotation in powder. All Singulars have a very smooth camber profile with a slight early rise to facilitate turn initiation and flotation. When we developed the Singulars, another question came onto the table. Is it necessary actually to offer gender-specific boards? While women's boards needed to have pink sidewalls and like girly flowers at decayed back, nowadays more and more women are searching for an alternative shorter length on the men's shelf. So on the other hand, younger or lighter male riders were lacking offerings in their length range, but they were not willing to jump on a woman's board despite perfectly matching board specs. So to answer this question, yes, the Singulars are gender fluid. It's one board family for everybody. The Singular range goes from 143 up to 166, so there should be the right length for 99% of the riders out there. Important question, which rider is the Singular designed for? It's pretty much for every rider who is sick of asking himself in the chairlift, did I bring perhaps the wrong board today? With a Swiss Army life like the Singular, you will always be riding the right board, regardless the mountain, regardless the condition. It'll be the right board.